Yes, here we go. It's updating you again on my personal journey along the divine plan, along the great design. Just gonna tell you my side of the story. Gonna tell you what I'm going through. Just want to express my side of it. Hope that other people out there can connect to what I'm saying. Create a dialogue. Express our stories to each other. Embrace the madness together. you know, no expectations of any grandness or any kind of future ideas or whatever that will come in due course whenever we're ready. But I'm very interested in just expressing my side story and hearing other people's stories, because what is going on now is extremely interesting, and many of us are going through craziness, euphoria, intense insights and realizations. And I feel that it needs to be, the more we talk about it, the more it will get more mainstream, and more people will be, the more we'll sound less crazy to the mainstream, basically. And the more the mainstream starts to be like, okay, maybe this is a normal process. When I was going through my heavy awakening, feeling like I was going insane, losing my mind, literally losing my mind, I was extremely concerned, to say the least, with what was going on. I thought, damn, I thought I'd gone too far. I thought I'd gone too far down a rabbit hole. I thought, man, like I should have stopped. I should have just, when I got curious about leaving my job and leaving my friends and leaving my home and letting go of everything and going down a rabbit hole of self-exploration, I thought, man, always push it too far, Dominic. You always push it too far. And I thought that was it. I thought, damn. Yes, very scared. However, hindsight, and as time went by, what helped me get through it was accepting that I didn't know the answers, and that is something I'm working with today, and still brings extreme anxiety now and again, but certainly more comfortable with the unknown, certainly more comfortable with the idea that I'm not actually in control. I can only control my responses to things, and that is something that is greatly, I didn't, like, do you know what I mean? Like, didn't take any Xanax, didn't take any prescription. My medicine was just to accept, just hardcore acceptance. And I know other people out there are going through these kind of experiences, unique to themselves. And I feel it's a perfect opportunity to reach out to people, hear their side of stories. I feel it's important for people to express, and we start to kind of collectively talk and to be vulnerable and to be authentic. I've had plenty of conversations with, my family, or only with my family now, because going along my personal journey, and for sure they're spooked out. They're very, very unsure and very uncomfortable with what I say. But I feel the more we start talking about the madness and the craziness, the more I begin to become accustomed to it and understand it's not actually crazy. I understand when I was going through the insanity. I was thinking, man, like, proper thought I messed it up. Proper thought I just gone astray. But now I realise that, like, that insanity was just misunderstood from my limited perspective, because me going through that period was just a re-analysis, re-questioning of my entire reality. Because before then I knew everything. I knew who I was. I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was capable of. And that experience, that prolonged period of just raw re-questioning, was just so intense. My reality was taken from me, and it made me just be face to face with the fact that I don't know anything, and that was terrifying. And nothing changed. I had to change. I mean, my reality, my perception changed, or whatever, my frequency raised, or however you want to define it. My only cure was to just change with it, and that's going to happen more and more with people, for sure. And I feel like we need to talk about it. It needs to be a discourse. We need to be open. Yeah, like, we don't like to express our pains, but that's the medication right there, for me anyway, when I was expressing my lack of worth, my self-doubt, my unloving nature, my self-sabotaging self, and raw expectations I have of myself, like, for sure it's uncomfortable, but like, the more you express your pain, the more you're vulnerable, the less you have to defend, you know. I was using so much energy to defend my identity, and to defend my identity was to resist my pain, to not let anyone know that I was weak or below par or whatever, And it was only when I started to be like, okay, well, I have no choice but to accept I am weak and vulnerable right now, and to be authentic with myself, and to be authentic with my limitations, to accept my limitations, to accept that I don't know the answers, to accept my reality, to accept that I'm not gonna know, to accept that part of the deal of coming into this 3D world was to accept those limitations. The thing's not going to happen like that. I'm not going to be healed like that. I'm not going to reconnect to people like that. I'm not going to change the world or complete whatever, my soul contract just like that. It's going to take time, and accepting those limitations is something I'm still working with, and that's cool. But yeah, for sure, when I chat to my parents, it makes me realise, like, because in my mind this is all because it's just from my personal perspective, my personal experience. I kind of get so used to it now. I'm kind of like in this whole other world of perception, reality, and when I talk to my parents, it just reminds me, like, like, there's a lot of people out there that this kind of conversation isn't being spoken about enough, and I feel like when you start talking about it, when you start to, I don't know how that happens. Maybe in the physical, maybe we just share messages, maybe we create a chat. Maybe we create some sort of, I don't know, Facebook page together. I don't know how to do it. If anyone has any ideas, I'm all ears, But I feel like when you start communicating with each other a lot more, for sure, and to be open with each other, you don't need to defend our sense of ego anymore. We don't need to. The time is up. The gig is over. Let's just, let's just embrace and dance together in our pain. We can either just be sad and cry alone, or we can just dance together and cry if we need to together. I'm easy with being vulnerable, don't get me wrong, it's hard to wrap your head around, to be vulnerable and to express your pain, but like, hey, we're experiencing the pain, so we might as well just share it anyway rather than deny it. We're all going through the same journey of self-realization, of purging our pain, and it's tough, so why not do it together? Maybe not in the physical, maybe in the physical, maybe just in the astral. Who knows for some people? Maybe it is for some people, it will just be astral. Maybe some people, it'll be like, okay, cool, ready to meet up in the physical. Maybe some of us, it will be like, I want to stay on my own because I talk about stuff, but I'm cool to join a chat, or to even Skype or whatever, or to do live audios together on YouTube, whatever. I'm easy to ideas. I'm easy for group discussions. But I feel starting a discourse amongst the community members that resonate with the unraveling of the self is key. Nothing grand. Keep it very simple, for sure. The mind wants to overcomplicate it and has grand ideas and grand expectations. Well, that's what my pain is anyway. Wants to make everything so elaborate, wants to make everything so complicated, wants to put so much pressure on myself. But like, really, like, it's easy going. It's easy going. Easy like a Sunday morning. Oh yeah, we're taking it easy. We're sitting back, resting when we need to, stepping out when we need to, being in the middle when we need to, dancing when we need to, crying when we need to, laughing when we need to. We open to all emotions. Authenticity is a superpower. That's what I have learned. Authenticity is a superpower. Man, it is real out there. And vulnerability along with that is, wow, it is potent. Really is. Once you just open and vulnerable and authentic, there's no need to defend. There's no right or wrong. There's no success or failure then. There's no, I'm going back, I'm progressing forward now. It's just authentic to what is going on, authentic and honest and open to your reality and to yourself. And it's like, for me personally, it was just like a weight. It's just like, I was trying to control and try to deny and defend. Yeah, trying to defend everything. My ego was just so uptight and consuming so much of my energy and defending and trying to convince other people that, oh, I'm really superior and I'm really perfect and I know everything and I'm just happy all the time. And no, I'm not. And I'm perfectly cool with sharing that. I accept that. I honor that. If I can't be open with you guys out there, I can't be open with myself. Do you know what I mean? This is part of my healing. This is part of my process of remembrance, doing this, communicating, expressing. And I want to hear your stories in whatever format you feel comfortable. If you have any ideas how to set up some kind of whatever, some kind of online discussion or whatever, we'll sort it out. We don't need the answers now. There's no pressure. Who cares? Doing our thing in our own time. No right or wrong. We're just flowing, feeling what we want to do. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna express myself with more of these videos. Gonna express some ideas I have, maybe see what comes out. Reach out. Do my best to reach out energetically and physically, in the astral, in the physical. I feel it's important for all of us to start talking about what's going on, rather than try to balance looking sane and then being insane in the background. Let's just be honest. Just let go of the double lives. Like, do you know what I mean? Oh, maybe have jobs to keep, or certain relationships we have to keep, and so we have to, have to be kind of like, oh, normal around these people. But like, man, we're not entering normal times. We're not in normal times. Do you know what I mean? We need to accept that the wheels are coming off normality. We need to start embracing it and start talking about it. And if jobs fall away, or hobbies or relationships fall away just because you're authentic and you're vulnerable to what is real, then hey, let that be so. Maybe it's painful in the short term, like for me, extremely painful in the short term. But in the long term, man, to be authentic with yourself is the most purest high ever. Man, it is just profound. It's the only word I can even think comes close. It's profound. So yeah, we need to start normalizing the madness, bring it into the mainstream, talking about it. Stop hiding behind our ego's attempts to market and control our identity and what people see of us. Let's let go of that. Let's embrace each other. That's what I say. So yeah, anyone want to reach out, any more ideas, I'm all ears. In the meantime, it's all stress. Rewind that. Okay, we're gonna start again. It's all bless, no stress. I'll see you in a bit.